Kakadosh Boker Or Bekiim Bahalacha, day 62, page 188. Halacha Lamed Daled 34. What happens if a person doesn't know how to pray? So it says, even if someone does not know how to read the words for the prayer book, because he only recently was inspired to become an observant Jew, he's still qualified member of a minyan. As long as he understands the concept of prayer, that he's standing up in front of Hashem and he's asking his needs from Hashem. The minyan is considered to consist of 10 Jews who are praying together. 35. If someone publicly desecrates Kippur, Mechalel Yom Kippur, he has the same status as Mechalel Shabbat. If someone publicly disgraces any other Yom Tovim, however, he's still part of the minyan. Zotomeret, Mechalel Yom Tov is not the same as Mechalel Shabbat. But Mechalel Kippur is like a Mechalel Shabbat. I think that the reason why is because obviously Kippur, since it has such a power thing, so exactly, so he's Mechalel Shabbat for Yagam. What about the Karaite Jews? Halakha number 36. Karaite Jews who do not believe in the authenticity of Torah Shebal Peh, right, of the oral Torah, are disqualified for being members of minyan since they do not accept the authority of our sages. They do not believe in the need for minyan, and thus they are disqualified. This is similar to the halakha. If someone appoints an agent to place his eruvet techumin outside of the city, and the agent does not believe in it, so therefore the eruv is disqualified. Meaning a person can never. By the way, this halakha applies to many things. For example, Chalav Yisrael. Do you know that you could only be a mashkiach of Chalav Yisrael if you keep Chalav Yisrael? If you don't keep Chalav Yisrael, you cannot be a mashkiach for Chalav Yisrael. The same thing, if you don't hold the eruvet tchumin, which means that you don't believe in it, so you cannot be an agent of doing that eruvet tchumin. It becomes disqualified. Okay? Karaite Jews who do not believe in the concept of the Torah Shebal Peh, since it's an institution of the rabbis, and they accepted the written Torah only, so therefore obviously they don't, so they're not considered part of it, and therefore that's it. Right? We don't have them. Okay. Halakha number 37. What about someone that's sleeping? Or someone that's in the middle of Amida? Is he considered part of the minyan? So if there are exactly 10 people present, and someone wants to say Kaddish, but one of those people, right, he can't answer because in the middle of the Amida. So the Kaddish still can be recited. In fact, this is halakha even if 3 or 4 people are in the middle of the Amida. So to a minute, you don't need 10 people answering for the Kaddish, you need 10 people present. Right? But even if you have 3 or 4 people, right, as long as you have 6 people answering the Kaddish, it's going to be okay. Nevertheless, it's proper to wait until they finish the Amida. In this way, then the congregation are giving their pardon and fulfilling the mitzvah, responding amen to the Kaddish. And this is true even if there are more than 10 people present, and there are 10 people available who are not reciting the Amida. Right? The Mishabra emphasized that this halakha applies only when there's still time to pray. If the halachic time of the prayer is fast approaching, then obviously you shouldn't wait. So it all depends, obviously, on circumstances. You understand? You're not going to wait for everybody. There is an inyan, by the way, to wait for the majority of the tzibur. Meaning, even if you do have, let's say, for example, like the 9 people, but let's say the majority of the tzibur are not finished, and you have always, the first people that they finish in 3 seconds. You understand? So let's say you have 9 people, they finish in 3 seconds. But then you have another 100 people that they're still in the middle of Amida. You can say, listen, but I have 9. No, you have to wait for the majority of the tzibur. Meaning, besides waiting for the 9 people for Chazarat Hashatz, you have to wait for the majority of the tzibur to finish in order to come. Now, you're always going to have people that take longer. That also. You understand? Like, you're always going to have the 2 extremes. But you just have to wait for the majority of the tzibur. Okay? But what about if there are exactly 10 people present, and the congregation is to continue with the cantor's repetition of Amida, but one person is still in Amida, so he would not be able to respond. Here, right, he says the cantor may nevertheless recite the repetition as long as there are 10 men present. The Shekhinah is present as well, permitting these prayers to be recited. So again, here he's paskening lekula, yeah, that basically you're allowed to actually come and start even though you don't have 10 people. You don't have to wait for him. That's what he's paskening here, right? However, though, according to some poskim, this leniency enables the congregation to recite Kaddish or Baruch, but not Chazarat Hashatz, okay? Because Chazarat Hashatz you actually need more. So it says it's recommended that the cantor wait until the person finishes Amidah and only then begin the repetition. It says number 350 in the footnote, Shulchan Aruch states that if one of the 10 people present is writing Amidah and therefore cannot respond to men, he still counts as a member of the minyan. But in another place, and to do with Chazarat Hashatz, the Shulchan Aruch says that you need 9 people saying, answering, and if not, it's karov lebirchato leberachal v'talah. So it's a contradiction. What's going on? In one place, he says that you need 9 answering, and another place, he says, no, as long as you have 10 people there. What's going on? So Rav Zalman reconciled this in the Shulchan Aruch Harav, and he explained that the person reciting the Amida counts to complete the minyan and enables those present to recite the Kaddish or Baruch Hu. For the sake of the Chazarat Hashatz, however, there must be at least 9 people answering. Otherwise, the blessing is considered Berachal Batalah. Several Achronim conclude this resolution, including the Ben Ish Chai and the Kaf HaChaim Sofer. So that's how they pass it. Meaning, according to Ben Ish Chai and Kaf HaChaim Sofer, like the Shulchan Aruch Harav, it's also Rabbi and many others, no, you need 9. Chazarat Hashatz, you need 9. Okay, 9 answering. Okay, 10 people in total, but 9 answering. What about the Rishon LeZion? So in a response and published, right, in the first edition of the Yekul said that the Rishon LeZion challenges this resolution, since the study of Bet Yosef reveals that his opinion was that someone in the middle of the Amida or someone sleeping still counts as a member of minyan, even for Chazarat Hashatz. So if the guy's sleeping, he's not answering, right? Or if he's the person in the middle of Amida, it's the same. Although the Shulchan Aruch said if there are not 9 people present, right, they are possibly B'rachal Vatala, the Drisha pointed out that this cannot possibly mean that it's Mamash Navira. He says, the Shulchan Aruch says, it's close, it's Karov leB'rachal Vatala, but not that they are actually B'rachal Vatala. The proof of this is that if the cantor began the repetition while a minyan was present and then someone walked out, he's still allowed to continue. But why? Therefore, even if the minyan, right, even if a member of the minyan falls asleep, or if several of them begin speaking and they're not paying attention, he may still continue, and it's still going to be okay. Rav Yaakov Atiyah said that even if when there are going to be not 9 people responding amen, it still does not really become b'rachal vatala. Rather, those people are just chayav. They're just all, like, guilty of denigrating the blessings that they were. It's like these people get the punishment kilu that they're, but it's not the b'rachal vatala bemet. And that's the case if people purposely were ignoring the Chazarat Hashatz. But if someone falls asleep unintentionally, or he's busy saying Amida, for sure he counts as part of the minyan. The Rav Chida challenges thesis, and even if the cantor's blessings are not actually recited in vain, the cantor must avoid put himself into such a situation. And therefore he concluded by suggesting that there are indeed two opinions regarding this halacha. Technically we can follow the lenient opinion of Rav Yaakov Berav, the Mari Beirav, and or like the state in Shulchan Aruch, right, that he says the opinion of the Dorosh, that no, you have to actually pay attention to Chazarat Hashatz. The Tarat HaMayim actually came, and he's going to say another suggestion that Be'ezrat Hashem we're going to leave for tomorrow.